Well, hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have one of my favorite comfort meals.
10 seconds in and the sounds are already nauseating. She loves punishing us with that microphone.
Spaghetti and meat sauce. I'm gonna mix in the cheese and I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese. And I have a pickle plate, so some pickles, mini cucumbers, and some pickled peppers.
It's almost impressive how she manages to screw up something as simple as spaghetti bolognese. And what happened to making cooking videos? This monstrosity is clearly homemade. Would have been much better content to watch you throw this together than just gulping it down with a mic in your throat.
Alright, and to drink I have a black currant kinza. So this is actually not just any spaghetti. It's not, I won't call it spaghetti bolognese because bolognese is something completely different.
Hey, at least she got that right.
It's like more fancy or something, I don't know. Anyway, I want a pickle. Bismillah. For those of you who are longtime Beezers will know, this is church basement spaghetti. It's just a basic spaghetti, and so I just brown the ground beef, put a bit of seasonings, and a couple of jars of already made pasta sauce, and then you have meat sauce. There you go. First cheesy bite for you. Wow, that is good.
Jarred pasta sauce and half a pound of cheese. What a foodie she is.
Ooh.
Excuse me, you sprinkle pickle brine on your spaghetti?
Those peppers are no joke. Another bite. So you're probably wondering where the name church basement spaghetti comes from. So a lot of you know, so it might be a repeat, but for those of you who don't, I grew up in a French Catholic school that was attached to a church, and they had extracurricular days where they would have like a pancake day or a spaghetti day in the church basement. So it was like a spaghetti function in the church basement run by cute little old lady volunteers. And the spaghetti kind of just tasted like it was made with like a jar of ragu or prego and some ground meat. But the volunteers were so kind, and you just knew that they made it with like from the heart, you know? Well, I'm gonna regret that. It's so good, the peppers, but they're painful. Anyway. The heat in my mouth from the pepper spaghetti is actually really good. That's where it came from. And I would go to this function mostly because my crush would always be there, and my friends would go, and it's free spaghetti, you know. They would give like garlic toast, like a soggy little piece of toast made from like Wonder Bread, but it was delicious. I don't know. There's something about it, like being in the church basement, childhood memory. It adds to the comfort. It adds to the flavor.
I know I've said this before, but it's just so crazy to me how she remembers anything in life that had to do with food. Food is at the center of every memory she has. I can't even begin to imagine how much therapy it would take for her to fix her relationship with food.
Now there's something about a good spaghetti sauce that simmers on the oven all day. But there's something comforting to me about this way of making spaghetti, just like the jar sauce and meat with cheese. I don't know why, but that's just it. I love those little old lady volunteers. They remind you of your grandparents, you know? Actually, my step-grandmother growing up, she volunteered She wasn't a candy striper. Do you guys remember those? That term? She wasn't a candy striper, but she was, I think, too old for that. But she ran a volunteer tuck shop at one of the hospitals. And she would have me go with her when I was with her to volunteer there. And I was like, okay, because I would get to stack the magazines. And back then I was obsessed with like teen magazines, like Tiger Beat and all those. So I would read the teen magazines and eat like a croissant sandwich. And that was my day when I would volunteer with her. I would help her do things, but not the cash and stuff like that. But it's like they ran the entire tuck shop off of volunteers, like a normal job, but it was volunteer work. That's where the church basement spaghetti comes from, because it was a church basement function. I can still smell the church basement. Like musty Bibles, like old Bibles or something, or books. Even some of the priests would come and, you know, eat the spaghetti with us. Those peppers are very hot. Whew. They're hotter than I thought. I'm actually full. It's like, I never know how much of the package of pasta to make when it's like raw, when it's uncooked, because like pasta looks small, like a small amount when it's raw, but then when you cook it, it's like kind of like popcorn. One time I made popcorn in my pot, because that's how I make it. I don't buy microwave popcorn, I just buy a big thing of the kernels. And sometimes the medication I'm taking, it kind of has like a similar effect of Ozempic, like because I'm on a high dose. And sometimes I can eat more, but sometimes I took my pill before I ate, so it, like, I guess it just makes you fuller faster. I'm pretty full. I'll put this away. There's still some leftover sauce. Yeah, one time I made popcorn and like I put too many kernels. It didn't look like that many, but it started popping outside of the lid, like outside of the pot, and went all over the floor. Anyways, guys, yeah, so I just wanted to share the story with you, I guess, about the church basement spaghetti. It's probably thinking, what a weird term, but when you grow up in a Catholic school that's attached to a church, that's where they would have the functions and things like that. I'd imagine in like a public school, you'd probably have them in like the gymnasium. Sometimes we had functions in the gymnasium. Like I remember, like any French Canadians are gonna, excuse me, know who this is, but I remember one year when I was really young, Marie Soleil came to visit our school. Do you remember Marie Soleil in Fergus? Je m'appelle Marie Soleil, bonjour. I really secretly hated French kids TV shows as a kid, so I never watched them at home, but I knew who they were. Anyways, guys, thanks for having dinner with me. Yes, this is my dinner, I guess. Early dinner, lunch, it's my first meal. And I hope I made you hungry, and I hope you have something good to eat, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.